Namaskar friends, once again welcome to my channel, and today we will discuss about FMEA, that is failure mode effect analysis. In simple words, to perform FMEA you try to expect what might go wrong and what we can do to reduce or prevent something from going wrong. Now, before telling you the detailed steps to perform FMEA and RPN, let me brief you that there are 7 basic steps to follow and 6 simple questions you have to ask to expect the failures and perform the FMEA, which I discussed detail in the video. So please watch this video till last to know about this interesting topic of FMEA. So what is FMEA or failure mode and effect analysis? Is one of the widely used systematic method of QRM, that is quality risk management, which allow to process owner to expect the failures so that owner can prevent and list out those failures before their occurrence. Failure modes are the ways in which a process can fail, and effects are the ways that these failures can lead to the waste, defects, harmful outcomes for the customer. FMEA is designed to identify, prioritize and limit these failures mode. Now move on to benefits of FMEA. It helps us to identify and how our process is most likely to fail. Allow us to identify areas of our process that most impact our customers, and also points to process failures that are most difficult to detect. Move on to application examples. First is manufacturing. A manager is responsible for moving a manufacturing operation to a new facility. He or she wants to be sure the move goes as smoothly as possible and that there are no surprises. Other is design. A design engineer wants to think of all the possible ways a product being designed could fail so that the quality or condition of being strong can be built into a product. Now, why FMEA is required? This methodology make easier and clear the way for process improvement, identifies and eliminates concerns early in the development of a process or design, helps to improve internal and external customer satisfaction, and also focus on prevention. Next is when to conduct FMEA. Should be conduct in early process improvement investigation when we new systems, product and processes are being designed or where existing designs or processes are being changed. Now move on to types of FMEAs. First is design. Analyze product design before release to the production with a focus on product function, and also analyze system and subsystem in the early concepts and design stages. Second type is process, used to analyze manufacturing and assembly process after they are put into effect. Now I move on to explain the 7 basic steps to perform FMEA. The first step is select a process to you need analyze. In this step, choose a process which is or may be known to problematic in the system or in process in your organization. After choosing problematic process or system, you need to select a team. This team is appointed by leadership or by organization's management. While selecting the team, it is important to keep in mind that the team members are those people who are actually directly involved in the process or to be analyzed. Now you have to process to be analyzed and you have a team. So the next important or third step is to clearly define and describe the process steps so that everyone in the team knows what is being to be analyzed, so that the team should not lose the focus and be on track. Here you have done the 3 important steps. Now the fourth one is to identify what could go wrong during each step of the process. Here the people who are directly involved in the process describe the problems that can or do occur. Now we have list the problems to be sorted out. Now the fifth step is choose which problems to work on to eliminate. The focus of improvements will be on those problems that happen either quite often or occur occasionally but have a significant impact on the system or process, or we can say quality of the product. Now the sixth step is design and implement changes to reduce or prevent problems. Here the team determines how best they can change or improve the process to reduce or prevent the risk. Now the seventh and the last step is assessment. Now the team needs to measure and evaluate the success of all process changes that are made to reduce or prevent the risk. So this is all about the 7 basic steps of FMEA. Now in beginning, if you remember, I told you about the 6 questions to be asked to perform the FMEA. So here I am discuss those 6 questions and also tell you about the risk priority number and its calculation. By performing the FMEA for each failure mode, team had to assign a numeric value which is known as risk priority number as called as RPN. And for 3 parameters they have to assign the number. One is severity, second is occurrence and third one is detection. So let's start FMEA process. First is to list out all potential failure mode by asking question what can go wrong. Then identify the potential effect of each failure by asking question what would be the consequences of each failure or what would happen if this failure occurs. Here we identify the potential failure mode and its effects. In simple words, you identified what is the problem or failure and what are the consequences of this failure. If a failure has more than one effect, mention all. To identify the effects and mention the causes of effects, fishbone diagram can be used. Now is to identify the severity of this effect by asking question again. How critical is effect on the process or on the end user or the customer and assign a score between 1 to 5. Here is 1 is least severe and 5 is very most severe. Here we get the rating for severity. Now move on to determine the potential cause or effect, which you can determine by asking question again. Why would this failure happen? Or what can cause to happen? After listing of all the possible causes of each failure, now is to identify the frequency or probability of its occurrence by asking question again. How frequently does this failure can happen? And accordingly assign a score between 1 to 5. 1 meaning very likely to occur or 5 is highest chances of occur. Here we get the rating for occurrence. Now the next step is to identify what current system or we have to control this failure. When we analyze current control or detectability, so here in this step we identify the level of detection by asking question how well we are equipped to detect this failure and accordingly assign a score between 1 to 5 with 1 meaning very likely to be detected or we can say is in very high control, 5 meaning very unlikely to be detected or we can say is in least or no control. So here we get the rating for detection. Now the final step is to calculate the risk priority number or called as RPL. For each failure mode by multiplying the 3 of 3 scores obtained from severity, occurrence, detection we get RPN. Please remember, higher the RPN, more is the risk. Also remember, after implementing the measures to prevent or to reduce the risk, then you recalculate the RPN severity will never be changed. The only change you make in the rating for occurrence or detection. As per this rating system, which I am explaining in this video, the lowest possible score will be 1 and the highest score will be 125. So that's all about FMEA in short. Thanks for watching this video. I will make more topics. If still you not subscribe this channel, please subscribe it and also click on bell icon for more updates. Thank you.